Yo, what up you guys? It's your boy the Kryptonian Saiyan here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 242. Good God, this dude Luffy. Yo, like normally I don't really care too much when the main shonen protagonist kind of one-shots a lot of dudes, but I make exceptions when it comes to certain characters. I'm going to make one for Luffy, and the reason why is when Luffy uses his gum fireworks and he completely catches off all of Captain McKinley's men. That was really cool because you just see so much tension being escalated throughout the early portions of this chapter. And I like how Luffy, once everyone starts running, says, okay, you know what? You're coming after my crew. I got this. Like, that was pretty cool. I just want to see Luffy just take the hat and go, you know you're messed up. Like, that's all I wanted to see. I just wanted to see the hat tilt down, but given the scenario that he was in, couldn't really do anything about it, but that was pretty cool. And I like how right away, as soon as they see his arm stretching, they're going, oh God, he's a devil fruit user. That was cool. That was cool to see that. And another thing I thought was very interesting in this chapter was the way Nami reacts to the whole thing of, oh, we can pay a fine. At first, Nami's thinking, okay, that's pretty decent. We can pay a fine. And then when she hears how much it is, and partly because she doesn't have the money because Luffy ate up all of their money. Okay, they spent most of the money that they had in order to buy food. So most of their berries are gone. And I like how in that point, you know, Luffy was just like, you guys spend too much money. They're like, idiot, we spent it feeding you. But I like how once Nami hears it, Nami immediately loses it, man. And that's why that's my chick, because she goes from like super chill to she takes the Wave Rider and she just smashes it into this dude McKinley's face, man. That was hilarious. That was hilarious, and I liked it because when Nami did it, right away, she realizes that she messed up. She tries to smooth it over, and that's when we find out, look, like they've done all these different things from not paying the entrance fee to not paying the entrance fee after they have it tacked onto it. So like the penalty fee, if you will. And then Nami goes and attacks this dude. Now Luffy is attacking McKinley and his men. That's made them, I believe, Class 2 offenders. And now we have another set of soldiers that are getting ready to come out. And it really seems like, if you look at this from a war perspective, McKinley and his men, they're more of the vanguard. Now we have the real soldiers coming in for Luffy and the others. And I like how Luffy and them, they take off running. And Luffy at this point, I don't think Luffy realizes just where he's at. It's very similar to what's going on with the Derrick Rose case, you know? Like, I hate to bring in current stuff too often into this channel, and the reason why is I have a separate channel that I plan to do stuff on that, you know, cover stuff like that on, called Hey Hayes. But the thing is with the Derrick Rose case, I don't think Derrick Rose realizes how severe the situation he is in, because he's openly speaking and he's, you know, putting his foot in his mouth a lot. And that's what I feel is going on with Luffy. I feel like Luffy doesn't really get it, because even Koinis tells him, like, look, you don't understand. If they're going to exile you and put you on that cloud, that's a death sentence. And Nico Robin immediately puts two and two together, and she's like, that galleon ship that we saw with the dead people on it, the dead skeletons, and had been over 200 years old, that's probably what happened to them. Usopp's immediately freaking out because he's like, oh God, I'm going to be a skeleton. And everyone else gets it except for Luffy. And I don't know if it's because Luffy does get it and just doesn't care, or the fact that Luffy is like, I've already got a plan to get it out. And Luffy's plan is just like a plan. I'm just going to do whatever feels right. But I thought that was interesting, and that goes to what I've been saying. Like, Luffy's crew is there in order to prevent Luffy from doing something stupid, okay? So I like this. Like, I like how they're taking that trope and they're kind of spinning it, but just the fact that the world building is continuing to expand. You know, I like going into new areas, new territories whenever I read stuff, get a layout for the people and get an idea for the culture, and that's what happened with this. But then to introduce an actual god and mythos and to further expand it with rules and regulations, really, really good, man. Really good. I really feel like this is some Game of Thrones type stuff, just not on the same level, because it's only so much you can do in like 17 pages opposed to you have like 400 or 500 pages and you've got actual words to describe. So overall, very good chapter. Not a 5 out of 5, but a very good chapter. My chapter question for you all is, what were your thoughts when you found out that there was a penalty that you paid for getting pushed up to Skypiea, if you will? And then the second question I have for you is, why do you think the old lady let them pass knowing that they didn't have the money to pay the fine? Do you think she had an ulterior motive? I'm not too sure at this point. I'm really tempted to just read ahead and spoil myself. I don't want to do that. So as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, hit that like button, comment, rate, subscribe, share. I will greatly appreciate it. As always, thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.